morning everyone, happy Saturday. Thanks for checking in for another scrap busting exercise. So today I'm going to make some envelope pockets with a flap, and these are ones that you can either decorate the whole thing and slip them into another pocket, or use them as a pocket yourself and glue them down into the page, whatever you want to use with those. And then I've just got a little tag in there, so we've got some images and using up some scrap papers. I've also just used a Velcro dots in there to close it. You don't have to, but there we go. So I'm just using some old recycled window envelopes. So first thing I want to do, I'm just going to trim this down, and I want to trim it just a little. Actually, that one's not going to work, is it? I need another. Let's find another paper trimmer will fit on. So I'm just going to trim this down just to make it a little bit narrower. If you want to have a wide one, you can. I'm just choosing to narrow mine up a bit, so I'm actually just going to chop it off, I don't know, about there. Probably a bit narrower than this one. Yeah, so this one, the original one I did, is about 3 3/4 inches or 9.5 centimeters. This one I'm doing today is about 9 centimeters, or 3 and I don't know. Can't work that out. 3.5 and a bit. I don't work in inches much unless they're whole numbers. Okay, let's put that to the side. Excuse me. Okay, and then we're just going to open up the envelope. We're then going to obviously close it back up, but it just makes it easier when making the flap, and also just doing the inside of it as well. So open that the best that we can. Okay. And you can chop it, but I just like to keep the flap, especially on the bottom, for when I re-glue. And same on this side. Open that up. There we go. And we can open that up like that. So then we're going to make the flap over. Okay. So I generally like to do it from having the window more down the bottom, and that just gives you a little bit more room to do where you're going to put your flap over. So I reckon about there. And we'll open that back up. Now you can either cut this out if you want to, scissors, those ones, or you can fold it over, which is what I'm going to do. So I'm just going to cut along there, and then I'm actually just going to glue this down here, and that just gives it a little bit more reinforcement on there. So I hope everyone's okay today, especially if you're in northern New South Wales or southeast Queensland with the cyclone. I'm actually pre-recording this. It is Thursday here at the moment today, so I'm hoping to get this video done and uploaded before the cyclone hits. Although we're pretty fortunate where we live. We are the most northwestern part of the Gold Coast where we are. We're on, considered, I guess, hinterland. Live on some acreage, but it's these sort of well, not so much cyclones, but flooding weather and things like that's not an unusual thing for us here where we live. We get flooded in most years around sort of summer. So we're already fairly prepared, you know, for power and things. We've got solar and battery backup and gravity fed water and all sorts of things. So yeah, we're pretty good. Okay, so this is how we're going to go with this one. All right, so first thing I want to do is just do the inside. Now it's completely up to you how you want to do the window. So you can either, you know, have something that's stuck against there and it's always going to be in there, or you can do it on the back, so when you take your tag out there's a different image in the back. Completely up to you how you want to do it. I'm going to do mine so it's in the back. So I might just use some of this, I guess, off a bit. Just want something that's got a bit more writing on it on this side. So what I want is, yeah, paper or music paper or whatever scraps you've got lying around. Doesn't need to cover the whole page, because you're only really going to see that much of it. Let's do that. Yeah, so hopefully everyone is staying safe. It's unfortunately if you're living close to the coastal towns, they're going to get hit the worst. We're a little bit away from the coast, and we've got, sort of live in a little valley, so we've got mountains north, east and south of us. So that generally blocks a lot of damaging storms and things like that for us. So we're pretty lucky, and we're already prepared with, yeah, generators and water and power and things like that, because it's the power outage and being flooded in is something that we contend with most summers. Where we are, we've got a creek, where house is up on a hill, but we've got a creek that runs through the front of our property. So if that gets over flooded, we can't get out, and a lot of the incoming roads and bridges into where we live get flooded most years as well. So even if we could get out of our property, we wouldn't be able to go very far. So we generally organise that pretty early. So I'm a little worried. My sister lives sort of between Brisbane and the Sunshine Coast, and that seems to be the most likely area that's going to get hit. And she's only about 2 blocks back from the beach, so hoping she's going to be all good. Okay, so yeah, I've just popped a little bit of music paper and then a flower sticker, so you can put whatever you like there. It's completely up to you. The other thing I want to do, I'm actually going to cut down a little bit. So I want to have this a little further down. So I'm just going to fold it again. I probably should have done that before, but that's okay. It's going to be extra strong. I'll just lay that part down that way. It's just easier if you've got a bit of a lip to get things in and out of, rather than butting right up against the top of the flap. Okay, and then it's really, this stage is just a matter of starting to collage. So the first thing I like to do is the inside of the flap. That way, as I sort of start collaging down, I can close up a lot of these parts as well. So underneath, so I'm just going through scraps and things that I've got sitting here. It looks like it might be pretty good there. It's a little bit of a trim up where that flap is, but that's okay. Alright, and I'm just going to tear that probably going to need a bit of a trim anyway. Got it. Right. We'll glue that bit in. So yeah, everyone else in Australia, I hope you're planning for a lovely weekend. I have no idea what I will be doing at this stage. It obviously is going to depend on this weather or this cyclone, but I dare say it will be a day indoors, a couple of days indoors crafting, which hey, who can complain about that really? Okay, so that's looking good. Alright, and then we're just going to fold that over there. Now I also want to do a little cut out there, so I might just grab, I'm just going to pull my scraps out like this, and then I can flick through them all. Much more fun. That'll do. I'm just going to cut off the white bit. But yes, everyone, well, let's say hopefully everyone in Queensland's prepared. They've closed, and all the New South Wales, they've closed all the schools, so we've got children at home today, but they're complaining. Oh, they're pretty good now. They're at an age they keep themselves fairly entertained. Oh, it's probably not quite short enough. That, and then sort of something out there. Okay. Right, so I just want to cover this bit up too, because I want to be able to put my little thumb hole in there. So just that's stuck along the top end edge. And let's grab my, oh, I didn't bring my hole punch out. Just a minute. About there's halfway. There we go. Thumbnail done. Thumb hole. Okay, and then the other thing we want to do now is just glue this bit back on where it was. There we go. So we're relatively close now, and then I will do a bit of collage on the top. We got here. That we'll just glue onto this bit. Oops. And I can trim that off, or actually I'll just a bit messy here. I'm just going to glue that down. And what else have I got here that I would like to use? This piece. Oops. Having a small bit. Oh no, not wide enough, but that will work. Alright. I want it that way. I want it that way. Oops. Now I do want to do some corner rounding on that. I'm just going to wait for that glue to dry a little bit. Pardon me. So the next thing we want to do is just collage the rest. Now, what I will do as I'm collaging, I'm actually going to do some longer bits to wrap around, and then that way that's going to close off that edge for us. We could do one long strip if you wanted to. I might leave that to the side and start. Oops. Oh, there we go. Look at that. I'll just chop off this little bit here. It might be pretty good on that one. Okay. Collaging is always, I like doing collages and using up all your scrap bits. You get some fun looking things. Interesting. Alright, and then what we'll do is wrap that over, so it's going to help close off that side of the envelope. Now, it's completely up to you with regards to collaging the back. So if you're going to glue it into a journal, obviously you won't need to cover the back with anything. But if you want, if you do want to just, you know, have it as a floating pocket, or, you know, slide it in around a, you know, like, you know, paper clip it into a page, or slide it into a pocket or a tuck or something like that, then obviously you will need to, well, you don't have to, or you could have it as, you know, journaling as well if you wanted to, and leave it like that. Completely up to you. Right, need another piece of something. Go across the bottom there. Yep, looks good. Which way do we want to go? Not want to go this way. Okay, unstick that and try again. Didn't have that lined up very well, did I? Okay, go. Oh, it's not much over that edge. That's all right. We might put a strip down there or something. And tiny bit for there. Oh, actually, you know what I might do is just use this piece right down there, and then that will help close everything off. So yeah, this is again another, just, you know, you could mass make a heap of these if you wanted to, just make one or two, completely up to you. So I'm just going to slide this one down, oops, here, and we're going to fold over, and that will seal up our envelope, or pocket. So that's nice and sealed there. You know, you could do some more. Sorry, the video stopped recording. Didn't realise, but I have finished that off. So I've just inked around the edges, corner rounded the little flap, and then just popped little bird and label on that one, and then you can put whatever you like. So that's the same label I used before, with the little tag in that one. So that is it. Thanks everyone for stopping by and watching, and I will see you in the next video. Stay safe. Bye.